Start the season, and the Yankees took 4 in a row before they resumed their rivalry Friday night at Fenway. Top of the first, Johnny Damon at the plate, off his right leg. Damon left the game, would not return. He's got a right knee injury. Eric Hinske replaced Damon in the lineup. Word is Damon very likely won't play on Saturday. Top of the second, Yankees up 2-1, runners on the corners. There's Hinske. That'll bring in Melky Cabrera. That's good for Hinske, but I understand he's not much of a fantasy football player. That's what I'm told. Yankees take a 3-1 lead. Later in the inning, Yankees up 5-1. Alex Rodriguez. Mark Teixeira comes in to score. Rodriguez got a little greedy. He was thrown out at second, but he was 4 for 4 in the ballgame. Yankees take a 6-1 lead. Top of the fifth, runners on the corners for Hideki Matsui. Sayonara. 3-run shot for him, his 20th. Yankees up 9-1. Later in the inning, 11-1. Mark Teixeira getting in on it. Here comes Jeter around to score. Yankees up 12-1. Top of the sixth is 13-4. Jeter up the middle. That'll drive in 2 more. Jeter 3 for 6 with 3 runs and the 2 RBI. 15-4. Wasn't all bad for Red Sox fans. Bottom of the 7th, 2 fans actually got married in the stands in right field. Back of the jersey says groom. You see that?
Yeah.
So you know what he's got? He's got himself a baseballing chain now.
Yeah.
Back to the game. Top of the 9th, Yankees up 16-7. Matsui.
What I want to say, I can't.
Again. 3-run home run. Speak your mind. His second of the game, 21st of the season.
We don't have enough time.
7 RBI in the game for Matsui. Yankees up 19-7. Then Sergio Mitre on the mound with David Ortiz on second and Mike Lowell with a home run. That makes it the highest scoring combined Yankees-Red Sox game ever with 31 runs, and Mitre hits Rocco Baldelli. But the Yankees did most of the hitting in this one. They go on to win it 20-11. The Yankees started their last series against the Red Sox with 18 hits and 13 runs. Went on to sweep 4 games from Boston.
Majors of the Rays. Dustin Nippert on the mound for Texas. Joe Maddon's Rays lead the majors with 160 stolen bases. First inning, speed threat. Jason Bartlett on first. Bartlett. He's a thief. He steals second. Taylor Teagardin's throw, not a good one. Bartlett ends up on third, and Bartlett would score on a ground out, so the Rays' speed paying off early in this one. To the second, Gabe Gross on first. Nippert over to check out on Gross. He's in safely. Now after a pitch, Nippert throws over again. Gross back in safely. Nippert throws over again. The throw gets away, and Gross goes all the way around to third. The Rays' speed definitely in the head of Nippert. I like saying his name, Nippert.
Nippert.
With runners on the corners now. Bartlett bumped down. Nippert going home, but he can't get the speedy Gross, and the Rays have a 2-0 lead. All right. You know what else Tampa Bay has? They have power threats. 5th inning now. Up 2-0. Man on first. Ben Zobrist. Zoblast. 22nd home run of the year. Rays up 4-0. Next batter, Carlos Pena. Opposite way. He's a goner. Back-to-back jacks, number 32 for Pena. Rays win it. Scott Kazmir allowed 3 runs in 7 1/3. Hill's taking on the Blue Jays. Aaron Hill, 20 career home runs entering this season. Hill experiencing a gold rush off of Sean O'Sullivan. His 29th home run of the year, a new career high. Blue Jays up 1-0. To the 9th, Angels down 5-1, 2 on. Mike Napoli in the box. 3-run blast off of Casey Janssen. So the Angels cut the lead to 5-4 now on Napoli's 17th. Later in the inning now, tying run at second. We have 2 out. Into pinch hit is Bobby Abreu, the former Yankee. Abreu on the ground. Game over. The Blue Jays win it, so Casey Janssen actually ended up with his first save of the year. And the Angels just 9-17 in Toronto since the start of the 2003 season.
Weekend. They opened with a win on Thursday. They turned to Randy Wolf against Randy Wells on Friday. Bottom second, no score, 1 on 2 outs. Orlando Hudson to Ramos Ramirez. He can't handle it. Aaron Ramirez keeps the inning alive. Next batter, Randy Wolf. Wolf's been doing some things at the plate. That'll bring Russell Martin and Hudson home. The Dodgers up 2-0. Wolf had 3 hits in his last start. Top 4 now. Interesting moment. Derek Lee up to bat. But check out his helmet.
Oh.
His Cubs logo look a little off there.
Shabby.
Off the end of the bat, Wolf able to scoop it up and tag first for the out. Lee was 0 for 3, and he had a busted helmet. Not a good night. Wolf, though, was solid. Top 6, Dodgers up 2-1. Sam Full got him. How about Ryan Terrio? Got him, too. And then Aramis Ramirez in the top of the 7th. Just so you understand, Wolf 7 innings of work, gave up just 1 earned run and 1 hit, struck out 5. Bottom 8, Dodgers still leading 2-1. Manny Ramirez. That's well hit, but check out full. Give me that. Right at the wall. Great catch, but the Dodgers still win the game 2-1. Joe Torre said he needs his team to get on a roll. That's 2 in a row now for L.A. as the Dodgers take
series. Phillies and Mets. Ryan Howard, speaking of big, 19 ribbies in his last 10 games, waiting out a rain delay at Citi Field. Only 3 umpires at this one. Crew chief Rick Reed couldn't get there because of the weather. Bottom 3 Mets up 2-1. Jeff Francoeur. Impressive, one of his 3 hits. This one off of Cole Hamels, who continues to struggle in the month of August. Francoeur's 11th. Bottom 5, Daniel Murphy. After the pitch, Carlos Ruiz attempts to throw out Francoeur. Jimmy Rollins goes to put the tag on. Francoeur called out. Francoeur says he wasn't tagged. Jerry Manuel comes out to argue and gets ejected by Mark Wegner. You're out, Jerry. Take a look. See Wegner trying to make up for the missing ump. He's umping between 2nd and 3rd with a 3-man crew. Usually on 2nd, Rollins tagged nowhere close to Jeff Francoeur. They got a break, the Phillies did. Bottom 7, Gary Sheffield, who will not be traded by the Mets this season. Takes strike 3, flips the back, and he is thrown out by Rob Drake.
Wow, it's a quick look.
Well, you know, Mets still go on to win. Cole Hamels, though, this is big for the Phillies. Should they be concerned? He's 0-3 in 4 August outings. Marlins and Braves both 4 games behind the wild card leading Rockies coming into the day. Anibal Sanchez off the DL after that shoulder sprain. First start since the 2nd of June. Facing Matt Diaz, gets him. Bottom 4, Sanchez inside heat, striking out Chipper Jones. Brian McCann in the dirt, forget about it. Sanchez, a no-hitter through 4. Bottom 6, 1-0 Florida, Sanchez. Striking out Reed Gurecki. Sanchez, 5 1/3 no-hit innings. Pretty impressive, 7 Ks. 3-0 Marlins won on Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez, deep and gone, 2-run home run, his 19th on the year. Ramirez had 3 hits in this one. It's 5-0 Marlins. Now in the 9th, 5-3 game, the rains came. 2-hour, 28-minute rain delay when they got back on the field. Adam LaRoche. It's deep, it's off the wall. Now he tries to stretch it for a double. And how about the strike thrown by Cody Ross from the fence? LaRoche is like in shock. He's like, who just threw me out? I mean, come on. LaRoche did homer in this game, but in the end, it was the Marlins winning. Like home cooking, an ERA of 9 and 5 home starts this year. How about Ryan Rayburn? He isn't scared of heights. His 9th home run of the year. Tigers up 1-0. Top 3, 2 out, nobody on, tie game, not anymore. Rayburn again off of Gio Gonzalez. His 2nd career multi-home run game. Tigers up 2-1. 2 out, 2 on, top of the 6th. Cleat Thomas. Money. Miguel Cabrera scores. Tigers pad their lead. It's 3-1 over the A's. Bottom 9, now 3-2. 1 out, no more Garcia Parra. Pinch hitting. Man on 2nd, no more. To Placido Polanco. Great stop, and then he gets no more at 1st. So smooth as Jack Cust moves over to 3rd. Next batter, Adam Kennedy. Fernando Rodney gets him. Rodney collects his 26th save of the year. Edwin Jackson improving to 10 and 5, and the Tigers have won 6 of their last to the bottom of the 9th. Twins up 4-3, 2 out. Joe Nathan on the mound. Oh my goodness. Brian Pena, the pinch hitter, ties the game with his home run off of Nathan. Nathan's 4th lone save of the year. And we go to extras. Top 10, same score, 2 out, 1 on. Orlando Cabrera, the OC. Big time. Now, Willie Bloomquist wants a do-over, but he won't get one. Yeah, not pretty.
Sort of like the punt in the Cowboys game.
Exactly like that.
But you don't get one.
Twins take the lead 5-4, 2 out, 2 on. Mark Tien, good effort, but game over. Twins hold on to win, so they stay 6.5 back of the Tigers. SportsCenter top plays, and why not? Let's begin with Tim. Marlins Braves bottom 9, 2 out. Adam LaRoche to the wall, but it's not about Adam LaRoche. It is about Cody Ross on target, nailing LaRoche at 2nd with that throw. I mean, Ross threw that from the fence. Marlins won.
Number 9 Little League World Series, Massachusetts and Texas. Long fly ball to the wall. Matthew Corielli throws it in, and Matt Hausman guns down Drew Brooks at the plate. Good fundamental execution by the Little Leaguers. Texas goes on to win it 10-1.
Number 8, Reds Pirates. Ryan Domek gets under it. It's deep, but the rookie Drew Stubbs, for the love of elevation, Stubbs robs him at the wall. Take another look. He's been having a good 48 hours. More from this later.
At number 7, Twins and Royals, Delvin Young He's at the plate. Alberto Callaspo doesn't need a glove. Barehanded. And the Twins going to win at 5-4.
Number 6, Cubs and Dodgers, Manny. Manny running this thing out. Sam Fold, the leap, and he's got it. Carlos Marmol will love this thing because he just robbed Manny of a home run. And, you know, it's big because the Dodgers won the thing 2-1.
And number 5 back to Pittsburgh, Joey Votto up the middle.
Nice unis.
Delwyn Young makes a slide and grab and throws him out of front. We are family.
It sure is.
Bob Stargell in the crew.
Late 70s.
Yeah. And, you know, you get to check him out again here at number 4.
Aren't we lucky? Ryan Domit, Lance Nix, the fantastic diving catch. Pirates won this game, but that's a sweet catch by Nix.
Number 3, Belgian League Soccer. I think I have a new favorite player.
Yeah.
Habibou.
You like that name.
Creates the space and fires one into the corner. Game would end in a 1-1 draw, so Habibou's goal critical.
Critical, Stan. Angels, Blue Jays. Howie Kendrick. The long run, are you kidding me? Over his teammate, he threw that ball for the out. Take another look. Blue Jays win.
And at number 1, Cardinals and Padres, Brendan Ryan with a fly ball. Will Venable eats fly balls for lunch. Going horizontal. Not only that, he was parallel to the ground. And the Padres,
Good use of words,
going to win it 4-0.
Afternoon. A.J. Burnett hadn't won any of his last 4 starts, and he could not get out of innings on Saturday thanks to 2-out rallies by the Sox. 2-out magic from David Ortiz, for instance, in the first. 2-out, 2-on. He's heating up. Doubles off the green monster. It'll get away from Eric Hinsky. Dustin Pedroia scores. Victor Martinez will eventually beat the throw home as well. It's 2-0 Boston. Next up, still with 2 outs, it's Jason Bay up. That'll bring in Ortiz, who also beats the throw, and the Sox lead 3-0 in a hurry. 4-0 now in the second. And yes, there are 2 outs for Burnett, who could not buy a strike. Walks Pedroia on 4 pitches. Walks Martinez on 4 pitches. Leading the American League in walks is Burnett. Jorge Posada comes out and says, let's try strikes. So much for that strategy. Kevin Youkilis, a 3-run poke. That's monster bound. 21st of the season, 7-0 Nation. Bottom 5, Ortiz up again with 2 outs. Yeah, you got a solo shot here. Home run over the monster to left. Opposite field power, 20th this season. He's having a terrible season, right? 20 home runs, 11 RBIs his last 6. He's got a chance at 100 RBIs for the year. Burnett saying, why did you throw that? Why did you throw that? His catcher probably wondering the same thing. More on that in a moment. J.D. Drew, ground rule double over the wall in right center field with 2 out. Jason Bay comes in from second, 9-0. Burnett allowed 9 earned for the first time in his 11-year big league career. In the 6th, it's the Euchre. Up with 2 out, he has the Yankees just where he wanted them. 2-run shot to left, his second of the day, 22nd for the year. It's a 6 RBI day for Youkilis. 13 of the Sox, 14 runs scored with 2 outs.
Each other. That's Carlos Pena. He would have a big 9th. Bottom 4th. Raised down 2-1. Pena takes Tommy Hunter deep to right. Gone. A 2-run shot. Second of the game. 34th of the year. Raised up 3-2. Fast forward. Top of the 9th. Rangers down 4-3. Marlon Byrd with 2 outs ties the game at 4. Shock and dismay in Tampa. 10th inning now. Game tied at 4. 2-on for Pena. Singles up the middle off Jason Grilli. Here comes Evan Longoria. And he's going to score the game-winning run. But watch it one more time. Blows a bubble. Multitasking at its best. Pena finishes with 4 RBIs, the 7th career walk-off hit. First this season, the Rays continue to sizzle. 6th win in 7 games.
Oakland on Saturday, there's Jim Leyland trying to keep his team atop the division. Tigers down 2-1, not for long. Miguel Cabrera drives it off the wall in right center field. Placido Polanco's going to score to tie it up at 2. Cabrera hitting .347 this month. 9th inning where it gets good. Winning run on second, 1 out. Kurt Suzuki up against Zach Miner. And Suzuki turns on that. It'll fall. Ryan Rayburn, great effort, but couldn't get it in quickly enough. Adam Kennedy scores the game winner. Suzuki records his 6th career National League wild card and facing division leaders, the LA Dodgers. That was Matt Kemp. He was in our opening shot. This is his opening shot, and that's a bomb. 449 feet, his 18th of the season, ties his career high. Mark Loretta hits it deep to left center field, but not deep enough to elude Sam Fuld. Nice catch to the wall, and Fuld wasn't done. Brad Ausmus will try him out. Waits on the curveball, yanks that to left, but Fuld has the answer at the fence. Kind of an awkward landing, but Fuld's from the New Hampshire State. That's the Granite State. You come from the Granite State, you're tough.
Really?
A few scratches from the fence, not going to bother Sam Fuld. Also got on base twice Saturday, and both times stole second, but the Cubs couldn't drive him or anybody else in. Jonathan Broxton gets Kosuke Fukudomi here. The Cubs were 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They've lost 3 straight and 10 of their last 13.
Now with the chase for the NL wild card. The Giants game back in the Rockies. That's Jorge De La Rosa. Top third, Ryan Garco. 2-run shot, his first home run since being traded to the Giants. Giants up 5-1, feeling pretty good about themselves until the 6th. Ian Stewart off Joe Martinez, a 3-run shot, ties the game at 6. Later in the inning, Seth Smith right at home, pinch hitting. Smith lines a shot just inside the line. Smith comes all the way around to slide into third. An RBI triple. Rockies take a 7-6 lead. Later in the same inning, Todd Helton just gets all up on one. His 12th. Rockies scores 7 runs in the 6th. They go up 10-6, but this one would not be over. Kung Fu Panda, Pablo Sandoval. The 2-run homer in the 9th. Giants cut the lead to 14-11. Houston Street facing Benji Molina now. Strikes out swinging. Next batter, Ryan Garco, goes down looking. Rockies win 14-11. De La Rosa picks up the win, improves to 5-0 all-time against the Giants.
Marlins and Braves sitting the next couple of spots down in the wild card race, facing each other on Saturday with that guy in attendance. Chris Volstad giving up 24 homers this season, make it 25. Omar Infante, line drive shot off Volstad. His second puts the Braves up 1-0. This is Adam LaRoche. This is not a homer, but it is trouble. The blooper brings Kelly Johnson trying to score. Johnson in, and he is safe, much to the dismay of catcher John Baker. Freddie Gonzalez comes out to argue. Baker, it turns out, did his job. Johnson did it better, getting his toe in past his leg. Braves up 2-0. Braves up 4-3 now. Rafael Soriano strikes out Baker. Tommy Hanson won his 4th strike.
Right, with that, it is now time for our top 10. We start at 10. Wigan and Manchester U. Antonio Valencia to Wayne Rooney. 100th goal with Man U. Man U takes out their frustrations 5-0.
Is that the wiggity Wigan? Number 9, Twins Royals. Billy Butler grounds to the right side. Alexi Casilla, great diving stop to get his man. Twins beat the Royals Saturday 8-7.
Number 8, Cardinals Padres. Tony Gwynn Jr., the flare. Brendan Ryan is there, smashes his face, makes the catch, full extension out. Cardinals shut out the Padres. Chris Carpenter, outstanding.
If only he had wiped the mustache off in the process. Number 7, D-backs, Astros. Max Scherzer grounds it up the middle. Miguel Tejada still making plays. Lance Berkman the pick on the other end.
Number 6, second round of the Solheim Cup in Illinois. Christy Kerr of the USA holds it nicely from the fairway. The U.S. is tied with Europe going to the Sunday singles matches.
Little Leaguers, Mexico and Canada check out Anthony Casati. Laying out for the diving catch, then realizes he has to turn 2, fires to second for the inning-ending double play.
Number 4, NFL preseason Lions and Browns, and how do you not pay this guy? Josh Cribbs.
Look out. Are you kidding me? What a move to the outside. He has a wall of blockers. Slips a tackle down the sidelines. Touchdown, Cleveland.
The 84-yard punt return. Browns beat Detroit 27-10.
Try scoring this at home. Number 3, Rangers Rays. Gabe Gross grounds to first. Hank Blaylock knocks it down. Ian Kinzer picks it up and hits Tommy Hunter for the out. Field 3-4-1.
Number 2, back to the NFL. Panthers and Dolphins. D'Angelo Williams, he is in regular season form. Breaking tackles. Goes in for the score. Miami beats Carolina 27-17, but that doesn't really matter. Williams is ready to go.
And numero uno, a 2-for-1 situation. Cubs, Dodgers. This is Sam Fuld. Look at Sam Fuld ranging to the... Oh, man. It looks like he hurt himself every time he does that. Oh, and I guess maybe he did.